Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on Their Fight Story with Igdalia. We have Andrew Valdina with us today. He just had his pre debut, and we will catch up with him. Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Good afternoon. How we doing?
I'm great, thank you. And who is the next?
The next is this fucking named Seth Basler. I think he's a tough dude. He's durable, which I love because maybe I can give these fans a little bit more of a show than the first round. But no, I don't know too much about him. I know he's fought some good guys in the past, like Johnny Cupcakes, Manny
Mhm.
Bermudez, Jeff Perez. Some good notable names in the New England area, and I'm glad that I get to be on that list as well after I finish him. So yeah, I'm looking forward to January 7th.
Yeah, I mean, you're on it. You're not wasting any time.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What is your game plan? Because you don't really know much about him.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, obviously I don't know too much about him. I didn't know him before I got the matchup, but
Mhm.
I mean, once I find the name, I immediately go on,
Mhm.
YouTube after I accept and everything like that, and I check out his fights. And he likes to scrap.
Mhm.
He definitely likes to stand and bang. I heard that he's got a little bit of a mouth on him too, which is cool. So maybe he'll get a little spicy at the weigh-ins and stuff like that. No, my game plan is just to go out there, do what I do best. I think I'm going to be better in the ground and the stand-up the game as well. And I think it's going to go a little bit further, a little bit longer than my
Mhm.
last fight, but I don't think it's going to go past the first round still. I think it might be like the second half of the first round where I finish him. And it's either going to be a first round TKO or a first round sub.
Ooh, what kind of sub? What's your go-to?
No, I don't really know what my favorite is. I do like the head and arm choke. I just got in Rob Fowler. I find myself getting that a lot. A lot of people at the gym. It's a good just wrestler choke. A
Mhm.
lot of wrestlers are so top heavy, so they'll just like slide an arm up and just
Yeah.
head and arm. So I like that one a lot. That might be my favorite, but I'm pretty versatile these days. I like one of my good friends and trainer partners. I actually live with the kid. This kid Tyler Menard. He gets me so ready in the jiu-jitsu department. He's like one of the best in New England. So I've been getting so much better in the jiu-jitsu game, and I'd love to get another submission. Honestly, I want to show people that all those amateur fights I had where it was almost all just standing and
Mhm.
throwing with the hands and legs. Like I want to show that I'm more than just some striker. I want to show that I have a really good wrestling game, good submission games as well, and I can also sling some shin bones off the nostrils. So I think we're gonna see the whole damn kit and caboodle on January 7th.
I'm gonna see it all.
Of course.
Look at you sponsoring Dunkin' Donuts over here.
I wish I could get that sponsor, but no, they don't give me any love. I tried to reach
No?
out, it didn't work out. I'm a religious coffee drinker, though. Honestly, like
Mhm.
I'm probably at least a 1 cup a day, but I'm usually a 2 cup a day guy.
Okay, so how does that work when you are trying to make weight and stuff like that? Or do you struggle to make weight?
I have it down to a science. I wrestled for like 8 years of my life, 9 years of my life, and weight cutting is like another day in the park for me. So
Mhm.
when it comes to coffee, like here and there, like today, I kind of treated myself, and it's usually not like this. Like today, I threw some caramel in the cold brew.
Ooh.
But once it gets closer to the fight, I won't keep treating myself on certain days like that, and I'll just drink black. I think black coffee's fine, like a little bit before a workout and stuff.
Mhm.
I've heard some good benefits, so there's no way I'm going to take coffee out of my diet. Can't do it.
Oh, okay.
Coffee and peanut butter, those are my staples.
Now, were you expecting to fight so quickly after your last fight?
I actually wasn't. I didn't have any game plan. Like people have been asking me, like, "Oh, what do you want to do after Fuller?"
Mhm.
Before I even fought Fuller, and I used to get so caught up in that, like in my amateur fights, where like people would ask me like game planning, like
Mhm.
months and months ahead of my fight that's happening like next week, and I didn't like it, and like I feel like it kind of took my focus off of like the task at hand.
Mhm.
So I wasn't thinking about a future fight at all before I fought Fuller. But as soon as it was done, obviously I had people asking me when the next fight, when the next fight. And I knew health wise that I could go like the next month and stuff
Mhm.
because I didn't take any strikes. I felt really good and healthy, no injuries. But I didn't think it was going to be January. I was thinking more so like March, that area.
Mhm.
But January's fine. Like I said, no injuries on me. I'm ready to go. And I'm going to be really, really fresh. Now,
You're on a mission.
I am. It's the name of the game. You got to stay busy. But I'm surrounded by so many good, talented
Mhm.
people that we all have like-minded goals, which is huge. So if I'm ever kind of feeling like, ah, shit, it's a shitty day, I got so many people around me that are going through the same shit and wanted to do the same mission as me. So we all help each other. We all keep busy. We work, we grind every single day, multiple times a
Mhm.
day together. We have a really good thing going on over here.
Yeah, you're surrounded by the right people, and that's what's important. That
Yeah,
you get the right training, you have the right support, because without that, it's going to limit where you go and how quickly you get there and how you get there. So as long as you are surrounded by the right people, then you're golden. You know what I mean? There's really nothing that will keep you from it.
100%. Yep, we all think the same way. We all act the same way, and it really works out. We're
Yeah,
fortunate.
yeah, it's very important, because not everybody is that lucky or that privileged or that blessed to be surrounded by the right people. Let's be real. We live in a world where everybody is about a me world. It's all about me, 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 and that's pretty much it. Or we want instant gratification, and if we have to work for it, then we don't want it. But
Yep.
when you're surrounded by the right people that understand the reasoning of why it's important to take your time to get there, like, you had your amateur career. So your amateur career was able to clear any doubts that you had, any, obstacles, what you needed to fine tune, what you needed to learn. People want that instant gratification without realizing that you have to put in the work. And once you put in the work and you learn and you understand it, so now it's just a matter of putting all the pieces all in the right places and you're good.
Oh, I hear you 100%. Instant gratification is just, it's such a big like theme in today's world, like you said.
Mhm.
And like, I'm happy because like other wrestlers before me and other wrestlers that are doing it too, like we have that mindset where like we know that like you need to work hard, hard, hard for every single thing that we need. Like not just wrestlers, obviously, but that's the example I'm using. But um, yeah, I'm gonna be very proud of myself at the end of the day, at the end of this goal that I'm going for. That like I know that I put 100% of myself into everything, and I'm gonna get what's coming to me, and for better or worse. So I'm happy about where I'm at.
Yeah. So after your fight, your pro fight.
I felt like I belonged. I felt like the amateurs, like you said, there's so much doubt that can happen in amateur fights, and actually in any fights. I think there still might be some times in my future pro career here where like I might be going into a fight. Not this one, Seth. Nice try. I'm confident hell for this one, buddy. But no, in future fights though, there might be times where I'm like, oh shit, like, oh, am I ready right now? Am I? Maybe I have a little bump and bruise right here. Maybe I don't want to go into this one. But I truly felt like when I went into that professional fight, regardless of who I was
Mhm.
fighting, that like this was what I was meant to do. Like, since I was a little kid, I always wanted to fight, and the fact that I got to just do what I set out to do so many years ago and be a professional fighter, like it felt good to really cross that line of amateur pro, and I'm ready to do this for until the wheels come off. Like until I truly can't do it anymore and
Mhm.
my legs are fucking broken or whatever. I'm gonna be so happy doing this. It's my one true love in this world, and I love it. I love it, dude. It's awesome.
Great. And the reason why I ask, and I know I've asked you before about that, how you feel about it, but the reason why I really ask is because it's important for me, for people who are watching, to understand that it's more than just becoming a professional fighter. It's not just the title of a professional fighter.
So I think it's like regardless of what your goals are, if your goal is to have one fight and say that you were a fighter
Mhm.
or whatever, I think like you know what, hats off to you for getting in there, whatever. Like if that's what your goal is and that's what you
Mhm.
want to end your career, so be it. If that's what you're going to be content doing. Yeah, there's definitely levels to it.
Yes, and that's the key, that there are levels to it. And I have a lot of respect for anybody who goes into the cage, anybody who signs the contract. I have a lot of respect for them. But I want people to understand that every fighter is different. So every single fighter is going to be performing differently. If you are in there, you have to look and realize that these fighters are doing a lot, that
Yeah.
it's not easy to be a fighter. And if you want to, there's a lot that comes with that role and that title.
Well,
So
I'm happy that you actually said all that because you know at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that kind of just see like two people going in the ring. They don't think there's much that goes on outside of all that, you know, to get to that point. So
Mhm.
no, thanks for saying that. Seriously, it's definitely a hard quote unquote job that like that
Mhm.
that I'm pursuing, but I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love it. And I
Mhm.
think 99% of the people that do it probably feel the same exact way.
Yeah. So how are you planning for this upcoming fight, now that you're like in between so many holidays?
Yeah. I mean, but like I said this the other day to somebody, like I'm so used to taking holidays off for like competitions. Like I said, I wrestled for a long time, and I never enjoyed a Christmas really. Like I loved Christmas. I love my family. I enjoy it in that way. But food wise, like I'm always having a salad. You know what I mean? Like I always have like some type of tournament coming up after Christmas. You know, high school and college. So this isn't anything new to me. If I have a fight on January 7th, just like if I had a wrestling meet or a wrestling tournament
Mhm.
right after Christmas too. So probably gonna be a little bit harder for him to put down the the mashed potatoes, but not for me. I'm good to go.
Before we conclude, do you have anything else that you would like to share?
Yeah, I actually brought my one of my fight shirts out. I got this one on Superman, but
Ooh,
I got this one to shout out some sponsors if I could do that real quick.
of course.
Thank you. I'll try to make it snappy. So, all right. So, uh, for my first sponsor, we got Into Action Recovery. It's a 5-step program to help people that are suffering with addiction problems and stuff like that. My family made that, and it's they're in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Very grateful for them. They do great things. U.S. Golden Pond, that's in Manchester, New Hampshire. They did have some Black Friday deals, but honestly, like I said this before, like if you go to their company or if you reached out to them on Facebook, tell them that I sent you, and they'll probably still give you that Black Friday deal. I'll talk to them about it. Invisaware, that's a pretty good company. They've been sticking with me since day one, like one of my first fight. And basically, in a nutshell, what it's like is like if you'll have like a piece of jewelry like this or something, and if you walk out of the bar at like 2 a.m. and you see some like sketchy characters, and you don't feel safe, you just like press this little button that's hidden inside the piece of jewelry that Invisaware made, and like emergency services will come like as soon as possible for them. And it's a wicked good gift to get your loved ones for Christmas too. So reach out to them. And before I go any further, all these companies and sponsors can be found in the link tree in my bio. Andrew Valdina on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that. Uh, I gotta throw TikTok out there a little bit. Come on. Party Time Rental, that's my father's company. It's a party rental business where we sell, we rent out tables, chairs, tents. A little too cold for the tents right now, but the tables and chairs, hit us up. We'll any function. Pete the Job Guy, he's down in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. He basically does like a lot of like job networking things and opportunities for people through like a radio broadcast. McNeil Landscaping. I wrestled with this kid in high school way back in the day, my hometown Drake it, and he basically does all the North Shores landscaping. And I think he's going to start plowing too when the snow comes. Defined Fitness, that's in Drake it, Mass. It's a pretty new renovated gym in Drake it. They got some good stuff. Kayla Frazier, graphic design. That's a very good friend of mine. She did all the designs for my t-shirts. We got like this gladiator helmet. This one's my personal favorite. But this one's like the newer one, and it's pretty mint too. And she designs all these. So anytime you can catch her having some free time in between her freelance work that she does for people, I highly suggest reaching out. She's very creative with it. Caged in Podcast with Chris DiCarlo. Like yourself, he's another great podcaster that I'm grateful for him to sponsor me for the last bout. If you have any upcoming fights coming up, reach out and try to get on his show. I'm sure he'd be happy to have you. Jennifer's Jewelers, that's in Billerica, Mass. She's one of the newer sponsors, but I'm very grateful for her. She said to me actually like 2 days ago she's going to re-up with me for this next fight. So I'm very grateful for her. Patty's Ale House in Drake it, Mass. That's my go-to spot after the fights. I'm going to be slinging back a couple Chick-fil-A Ultras or something like that. You know what I mean? Come find me. Get Right Nutrition. That's my post-workout place. That's also in Drake it, Mass. So I go right from my strength and conditioning on Tuesdays and Thursdays and go beeline into there. They have really good protein shakes and good teas too, if you're into that. And finally, Kelsey Sheen Photography. She trains at Lowe's and MMA as well. She mainly does like wedding photography shoots and stuff. But I think she's gonna dabble with some like gym shoots as well. She's told me she wanted to try to get into that game as well. So yeah, that's all of them. Thank you very much for giving me that platform.
Do you want to show the back of the shirt so we can see it?
Oh yeah. Good idea. So listen, guys. If you, I still got a bunch of these shirts left over. Not too many, but a little bit. And if I got your size, where is it? That little square thing, you can scan that and go to all these sponsors. It's pretty mint. It's pretty good idea that my buddy Pat told me about.
Oh, you fancy over here. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.